Thanks for joining me today on the MRE Experience. Today we're going to be looking at a pretty unique menu here. This is a Norwegian Arctic Field Ration, otherwise known as a Norwegian AFR. These are the rations that the Norwegian Armed Forces use. This is menu 1, fruit muesli, coming in at 1,300 calories. Actually, it's more, 1,377 calories. Now, the average soldier for the Norwegian Army is issued 3 of these per day to meet his caloric intake. And these are pretty unique because if we compare this to a standard current issue MRE, look at the bulk. Can you imagine trying to carry 3 of these in your pocket? These can often be just stuffed in a cargo pants pocket, and you could easily squirrel away a couple more. This is pretty interesting because each one of these menus come in roughly, this one actually weighs 411 grams, which is 14.5 ounces. Where a current issue US MRE weighs 1 pound, 6.8 ounces, 697 grams. Just to give you a little visual of this. Look at this. 3 Norwegian menus versus 3 US MREs. Look at that. That's a lot to carry. When you start adding them up, that's a lot of weight that you got to start carrying. Let me clean this up here, and we'll start plating this up. These are pretty unique menus because they're lightweight, waterproof, and designed for extreme cold weather, Arctic environments. 1 main, energy bars, dried fruit, chocolate, isotonic drinks, and coffee. Meal preparation requires hot water, but in cold environments and emergencies, you can definitely use just straight up cold water. They feature pretty unique Scandinavian flavors like salmon, reindeer stew, and lamb. And the average calorie content of these meals are anywhere from 1,300 to 1,500 calories per one meal. They were designed to be compatible with NATO, but also fit the cold weather climate of their operating environment. Let's look into this, see what the contents are. You don't have to cut the bag. You can if you want to save it, but they have a pretty unique peelable seal right here. And before we peel it, I just want to quickly look at the nutrition points here. This meal boasts a 1,377 calorie main, 29 grams of fat. We have 8.7 grams of saturated fat, 217 grams of carbs, 127.3 grams of sugar, and 19 grams of fiber, and 52 grams of protein, 1.4 grams of salt. This is produced by Drytech. They're the equivalent to our Mountain House or our Meal Cold Weather US MREs. And even if we compare this to a Mountain House, I got one right here, look at this. They're almost identical. So what would you want to carry? Just one double serving main of Mountain House, or one of these bad boys? Alright, enough with that. Let's open this up, see what our contents are. Alright, so right off the bat, we have our fruit muesli. And that is packed. This is packaged by Real Field Meals by Drytech. We have a 30-gram pack of dried fruit. We have a disinfectant wipe. We have caramel energy bar. This is mostly soy-based, 40 grams. I actually hate these things. This is a wooden spoon. And no, we will not be using that. This is what I was waiting for. Colombian instant coffee. The Norwegian meals, without argue, have one of the best instant coffees. This is a Colombian, and we will definitely be making a small cup of this to enjoy breakfast. Some peanuts, barbecue flavored. Peppermint Army Ration chewing gum, 2 pieces. An isotonic lemon drink, 30 grams. Okay. And even though these meals have a Best Buy before, this one's marked September 2026. These freeze-dried mains, they can last almost 50 years if stored properly. So, yeah, look at this. Best before 2030. So, these can go way longer. The only issue is, in these meals, things like the caramel bar, the gum, possibly the peanuts, I'm not sure, because that is a freeze-dried, not freeze-dried, that's a vacuum-packed. And this might turn. See, these European MREs, they don't nearly put as many chemicals as we do. So there's no caking, anti-caking agents in this. This will definitely be caked up, but that's all right. We're still within date of use, 2027, and we will definitely be enjoying this. All right, so one last thing that they give you is a garbage bag, or put whatever you don't finish into this little bag. This is a nice bag. All right, let's plate this up and check it out. All right, that looks pretty good. Since we're going to be waiting on this, let's start with this fruit muesli. Oh, that looks amazing. All right, so we do have a fill line right here. Here's the fill line. And just remember, with freeze-dried meals, you can always add extra, but you can't take it out. So, let's give that a little mix. Wow, I just got hit with the smell of fruit, bananas. And you want to definitely get in the bottom. A lot of that powder hangs out in the bottom, and you get a nice little surprise when you dump the meal and you didn't mix it thoroughly. Wow, that smells absolutely amazing. Alright, we're not going to add any, well, let's just add a touch more, because it will suck it up. There we go. Alright, so give that a proper mix. And we're going to let that sit. Even freeze-dried, that thing still tastes good. Alright, so, coffee. I've been waiting for this. This is actually my very first Norwegian freeze-dried AFR. This is a freeze-dried coffee. Wow. That actually looks amazing. Smells amazing. You get hit with that rich coffee flavor. And we're going to be making this up. A small cup, maybe 6 ounces. Next, our isotonic. And I'm going to crack this a little bit. See if I can get some air into the container. And let's see what we got. Come on. Huh, that's actually not that bad. Look, that looks like candy. Now, I don't think they have a fill line. Yes, they do. They actually do have a fill line in there. So so we'll follow it. Now be careful when you seal these up, because a lot of times you'll get a little granule of drink mix in that seal, and when you go to shake it, you're going to have a surprise. Yep, I'm already dripping. Now, what I think is pretty unique about all these menus is every bag has a gusset, except for the sides, but they're all gussetable bags. You can put things down, nothing flops over. Let's mix that coffee up. Alright, let's get back to this guy. That hydrated perfectly. Perfect. Ah, it smells like a lemon head. Child's candy. Lemon head candies. You remember those? Barbecue peanuts. There you go. Get every one of those delicious little snacks. Freeze-dried fruit. Looks like we have pineapple, mango, papaya. I'm going to try one right now. Sugary, not over, soft, sweet, then you get hit with a little sour. That's pretty amazing. A real caramel energy bar. Sweet and tasty. Alright, let's see what that looks like. Tell me that doesn't look savory. I see raisins, honey. We got some kind of seeds. Look how soft that is. That is beautiful. Let's give that a taste. Not too hard. Remember, they got to keep the moisture contents of these down, because sub-zero temperatures, this would be a block of ice. This is very savory. You know what I noticed? We don't got no napkins here. Every time I'm going to wipe something, got no napkins. Alright, let's try that coffee. Wow, that actually smells like it was a drip brew. Very, very rich. No bitterness whatsoever. Very rich. That's a good coffee. I'm glad I didn't put too much water. Alright, let's try our lemon isotonic. That's very pleasant. It looks very yellow, but it's very muted and subtle and definitely enjoyable. I could drink that whole thing in one sitting. Our gum. Put that right there. Try these peanuts. Only thing we didn't try yet. That's very good. It's got a very light candy coating, but it's not too sweet. Almost like a honey barbecue. That's good. The peanut is not overly roasted. Let's check out that main. Oh, that does look good. I think it's done. Yep, that's done. Wow, they don't skimp on these portion sizes, without a doubt. A good amount of it's still stuck in the bottom of the bag, which this thing is so good, I honestly don't want to waste it. All right, let's give this a try. Let's see some bananas. Look at the chunks of raisins. We got oats, seeds. I taste sunflower. Hydrated perfectly, not too watery. This is fabulous. On a cold morning, this will definitely get you going. Take a nice big bite here. Oh wow. I'm glad I picked this for my morning start. This is definitely going to get the day going. I'm just worried, this is a lot to eat. Hit this coffee. Wow, that coffee is amazing. No sugar, no whitener, just pure, bold flavor. Very, very, if any, a touch of bitterness, but you can expect that because it's such a bold coffee. That is a home run. I tell you, these Europeans, they know how to eat. They don't mess around when it comes to their food. And this, you can definitely eat this on the go. Definitely amazing. This is a home run. This lemon drink is amazing. I'm so blown away on how subtle the flavors are. It's not sweet, but you still get a hint of lemon. You don't get overpowered by the minerals and the salts, because in Arctic environments, you really have to hydrate because you will lose more salt. This is amazing. This really is. That's such a pleasant drink. Honestly, this is a lot of food. I would definitely eat this first thing in the morning, and then throughout the day, you would have these snacks, muesli and the coffee, and then right after breakfast, after you do some soldier stuff, move around, definitely I would have the isotonic with the snacks. These are amazing. Fruit muesli is typically eaten cold, and they do it cold because it preserves the grain and it doesn't overcook it and make it mushy. But I'm telling you, I was debating when I made this if I should have used cold water, but this is such a quality grain and quality ingredients that by no way using hot water degraded this any bit. It's still got a good chew to it. The flavors are pronounced. It's not overly sweet like U.S. Oatmeal or breakfast items where they just pack tons of sugar in it, and you get hit with the artificial flavors, the sugars. This main, you're getting every single bit of flavor from every grain, every oat, every piece of nut, every raisin. I'm not gonna finish this on camera because I'm going to be chewing for 20 minutes sitting here, and I don't think anybody wants to hear me chew for 20 minutes, but I'm going to eat as much as I can. I'm already getting full. I think we accomplished what we wanted to accomplish here. We saw the main. Checked out the sides. This was definitely an amazing breakfast. I tend to steer away from breakfast MREs and foreign MREs, but this has opened my eye. Don't turn away on some of these Norwegian Arctic Field Rations breakfast menus. I know they're pricey, but you're getting everything for your money here. I just put an order in for some, and I'm glad I did. Let's try some of these. Is that coconut? I don't think so. It looks like pineapple. Let's give that a try. That's great. If this muesli was a little dull, I would definitely sprinkle these in, or the peanuts. But I'm telling you, this is packed with flavor, multiple different type of oats. You don't need to mix any of these. Enjoy each component. Savor it. They're all unique in their own mind. This is fantastic. If I get another chance to buy one of these, I'm definitely buying it. Oh, I'm getting stuffed here. This is so packed. This I'm definitely finishing. Alright. I'm definitely not going to be able to finish this on camera. Let's check out the gum. Two little chiclet style real gum. Let's give them a chew. The spearmint flavor comes on pretty subtle at first, but once it mixes with the saliva in your mouth, it becomes very, very overwhelming. Almost to the point where it's like a mouthwash. And maybe that's what they intended. Helps get the crud out of your teeth. Helps flush out all those flavors in your mouth. Chewing gum relieves stress. It starts settling down after 30-40 seconds, but it's still very strong. The gum base is pretty quality gum base. It's got a nice chew to it. Gets soft as you chew it. Doesn't disintegrate and clump up, but definitely softer. Let's check out this ethanol based disinfecting wipe. Definitely wet. As soon as I ripped it open, I felt the stuff splash. And look, inside the package is glistening wet. This is definitely an effective wipe. Look how wet that is. And it reeks of alcohol. But it's not. Yeah, it's strong. It's a strong alcohol. I would definitely not use this on your face or any place sensitive. Ha. Alright. That feels great. Nice cleaned up. Alright, well, I'm going to finish this off camera because this is definitely not going to waste. And I want to thank you for watching this video. This was a Norwegian Arctic Field Ration menu number 1 fruit muesli. Thank you very much. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe. I always like engaging in some comments, some discussions. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. And I just want to let everyone know I really appreciate them supporting the channel.